You do not fear Soviet infantry. That is the rule the Wehrmacht carries east in 1941. It is repeated in briefings, reinforced in mess halls, and confirmed by early victories. The Red Army, they say, fights in masses. Poorly trained, poorly led, wasteful with lives. German doctrine is built on clarity, speed, precision. You defeat the enemy by breaking formations, shattering command, and advancing faster than fear can spread. And snipers? Snipers are a sideshow, a nuisance. A lone rifleman cannot stop an army. German officers teach that snipers belong to colonial wars, not modern mechanized conflict. They are dismissed as inefficient, unreliable, psychologically irrelevant. The Wehrmacht believes in artillery, in tanks, in air power, and most of all, it believes in certainty, because certainty wins wars. But in 1942, in a city reduced to brick dust and bone fragments, that rule collapses. Not because of a tank, not because of an air raid, but because one man lies still for hours in the rubble of Stalingrad, and changes how an entire army feels fear. Vasily Zaitsev is not supposed to matter. He is born in 1915 in the Ural Mountains, to a peasant family that hunts to survive. By the age of 12, he can hit a running wolf at 300 meters. His grandfather teaches him patience before teaching him accuracy. You don't rush the shot, the old man tells him. You let the moment come to you. When war breaks out, Zaitsev joins the Soviet Navy, not as a hero but as a clerk. He writes manifests, tallies supplies, counts boots. But when the Germans reach the Volga, everything changes. Stalingrad is not a city anymore. It is a graveyard with streets. By September 1942, more than 400,000 Axis troops are committed to taking it. Hitler wants the name. Stalin wants the symbol. Neither side will retreat. Buildings change hands multiple times a day. A staircase is a front line. A sewer is a supply route. The average life expectancy of a Soviet infantryman is measured in days. This is where Zaitsev arrives, armed with a Mosin E Nagant rifle and 4 stripper clips. He is 27 years old. At first he fights like everyone else. Then something shifts. In the ruins, Zaitsev notices something the Germans do not. They move confidently, predictably. They stand upright. They expose themselves for just a second too long. So he lies still. He waits. On his first day as a sniper, he kills 3 German soldiers. At distances between 200 and 400 meters. Word spreads. Not upward through command channels. Sideways. From foxhole to foxhole. There is a man who can see death before it happens. And Stalingrad needs that man desperately. You crawl into position before dawn. The rubble cuts into your elbows. Brick dust coats your tongue. Your breath fogs so you slow it. Control it. Count it. Zaitsev chooses positions with obsessive care. Collapsed factories. Burned out rail cars. Shattered walls that frame kill zones. He never fires twice from the same spot. A German soldier appears. 300 meters. Zaitsev waits. The man lights a cigarette. The rifle cracks. The body falls. 1 shot. 1 kill. By October, Zaitsev has confirmed 40 kills. Then 80. Then more than 150. German officers notice something is wrong. Patrols stop moving freely. Soldiers refuse to raise their heads. Machine gun nests fall silent. Snipers are supposed to harass. This is paralysis. The Germans respond by deploying their own snipers. Elite marksmen. Hunters from Bavaria. Men trained specifically to kill men like Zaitsev. This is when the war becomes personal. One German sniper uses steel plates to deflect shots. Another hides behind corpses. A third uses a decoy helmet on a stick. Zaitsev adapts. He works in teams of 3. 1 shooter. 1 observer. 1 spotter. They watch shadows. They count flies. They note where rubble shifts unnaturally. At 600 meters, Zaitsev spots a glint. Blast. A scope. He does not fire. He waits. Minutes pass. Then hours. The sun shifts. At 1,200 hours, the German sniper adjusts his position slightly. Just enough. Zaitsev fires. The glint disappears. The Germans escalate. They send a sniper instructor, an officer, possibly from Berlin, to hunt Zaitsev specifically. This man knows all the tricks. For 3 days, neither fires. You feel thirst claw at your throat. Your muscles scream. But you do not move. On the 4th day, Zaitsev notices something off. A piece of sheet metal placed too deliberately. A decoy. The German is waiting for him to fire. Zaitsev signals his partner. They execute a deception of their own. A helmet rises. The German fires. And in that instant, Zaitsev sees him. 1 shot. Silence. By the end of the Battle of Stalingrad, Zaitsev records 225 confirmed kills, including 11 snipers. Others follow. Ludmila Pavlichenko racks up 309 kills. Semyon Nomakhanov kills 367 Axis soldiers across multiple fronts. The Germans do not just fear Soviet snipers. They fear being watched. They fear standing. Fear breathing. Fear daylight. And that fear spreads faster than any artillery barrage. Mid-roll seat. If you find this kind of forgotten history as fascinating as we do, we'd be honored if you'd hit that subscribe button. We believe these stories of courage, sacrifice, and quiet genius deserve to be told. And by subscribing, you help us ensure they aren't forgotten. What the Germans don't understand at first is that this is doctrine now. The Red Army institutionalizes sniper schools, paratactics, camouflage science, psychological warfare. By 1943, Soviet sniper units operate across the Eastern Front. They do not just kill, they shape behavior. German units begin moving only at night. Officers remove insignia. Morale collapses. Entire assaults stall because no one will advance first. Snipers force the Wehrmacht to waste artillery on rubble, to assign elite troops to hunt ghosts. At Kursk, at Sevastopol, in Berlin, the fear follows them. What began as mockery becomes admission. German reports begin using words like unbearable and crippling. The rule is broken. A lone rifleman can stop an army if that army believes he is everywhere. Vasily Zaitsev survives the war. He is wounded, blinded temporarily, recovered. He returns to civilian life, not as a myth, but as a man, a factory worker, a husband, a teacher. He dies in 1991, just months before the Soviet Union collapses. But the legacy remains. Snipers today still study Stalingrad, still learn patience before precision, still learn that fear is a weapon. If this story moved you, please hit that like button. Every click tells the algorithm this piece of history is worth remembering. We're dedicated to rescuing these forgotten stories from the archives. If you want to join us on this mission, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Where are you watching from? Drop a comment with your city or state and tell us if someone in your family served. Thank you for ensuring that Vasily Zaitsev and the hundreds of men trained in his shadow do not disappear into silence. They deserve to be remembered.